Welcome to Letter to the Youth, where the past speaks and the future listens. Legends lived it. We pass it on. My name is Claudette Colvin. I was 15 years old when I refused to give up my seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. 15. Not grown. Not famous. Just a student who was tired of being told to move. This happened 9 months before Rosa Parks, but you didn't learn my name in school. And that silence is part of the story. I was born in 1939 and raised in a working-class Black neighborhood. I loved history. I paid attention when we talked about freedom and equal protection under the law. I believed those words meant something. On March 2nd, 1955, after school, I boarded a city bus with my classmates. When the bus filled up, the driver told 4 of us Black students to give up our seats. 3 students stood up. I didn't. I thought about Harriet Tubman. I thought about Sojourner Truth. I asked myself, if they could stand up, why can't I stay seated? The driver shouted. Passengers yelled. But something inside me locked into place. I said no. They dragged me off the bus. The police handcuffed me. I was thrown into a jail cell. Alone. Terrified. I wasn't treated like a child. I was treated like a threat. Later, civil rights leaders came to our home. They talked about strategy. They decided I wasn't the right face for the movement. I was too young, too outspoken. And later, they said I was too complicated, but my arrest became part of the case that ended bus segregation in Montgomery. Browder v. Gale made segregation illegal. The movement moved forward, even if my name did not. For years, I lived quietly. I worked. I raised my children. I carried the truth of what I did, even as the world forgot. But I never regretted staying seated, because courage does not depend on applause. In my 80s, my record was finally cleared. A judge acknowledged that what happened to me was wrong. It took more than 60 years, but the truth arrived. History does not always celebrate the first person who stands up. Sometimes it waits, sometimes it forgets, but the impact still counts. Do what is right, even if no one is ready to praise you. You might be young, you might be ignored. Stand anyway. Justice does not require perfection. It requires courage. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay seated. I'm Claudette Colvin, and this is my letter to the youth.
Years ago, we were called colored and Negro, but I had always heard these stories of all our injustices that was, by neighbors, the minister, and just all African Americans was talking about all this injustice. But what gave me, let me go back up. It was an impulsive act. Another thing, we had to get up and give white people to see, just not an elderly woman or an elderly man, just to show that they were superior and we was inferior. So that day I said, when the bus people asked me, said, why didn't you get up when the bus driver asked you to get up? I said, you know what? History had me glued to the seat.
Ms. Colvin, it's Kamala Harris. How are you?
You are such a role model of how at every phase
Of life, every stage of life,
we can be leaders in a way that, like you, make history at such an early stage of life. And I think that's so
critically important to inspire
our young leaders to have the courage to see how they can actually change history.
Oh, thank you. I wish I was there to give you a big hug. My mindset was on freedom. And my mindset was on the heroes, the women, especially the women.
Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman.
All right.
So I was not going to move that back.
You know what it felt like? I was standing between Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth. I said, it felt like Harriet Tubman hands were pushing me down on one shoulder and Sojourner Truth hands were pushing me down on another.
Yeah, this is more than a story. This is a letter to the youth. This a letter to the youth from the ones who survived, from the pages of the past where the brave stayed alive. They stumbled, they fell, but they stood every time. Turned scars into wisdom, turned pain into shine. Not fairy tales, nah, this real life proof. Every legend was once just a kid with a truth. Same fear in their chest, same weight on their back. Only difference is they refuse to go back. Letter to the youth, yeah, we passing the flame. Knowledge in the ink, hope written in names. If the world tried to break you, said you wouldn't make it through, read the stories that remind you this was written for you. Letter to the youth, every word got a cause. From the rise and the fall, from the wins to the loss. We don't glorify pain, we promote the climb. Passing lessons through generations and time. This for the youth, feeling lost in the noise. Every dream interrupted, every unheard voice. History ain't distant, it's closer than you think. Same battles, new faces, same pen, same ink. They didn't have shortcuts, just make the mistakes. Now their stories are maps, so you don't lose your way. If you question your power, let the past be the proof. Everything you need is already in you. This ain't about worshiping legends. It's about learning from them. This is a letter to the youth. Yeah.